Today, my contribution to the Effective Living series was on 21st century skills. And I shared a little bit about what the skills are about. I started by noting that the world is changing rapidly and that the jobs that will exist in 2025 don't even exist today. And so there is a need to develop a skill set that will ensure that somebody who's earning or running a business or somebody who is working in a career in the future will still be relevant. And these are the 21st century skills. I shared the list of those skills and they're grouped in 3 areas. One of those areas is learning and innovation skills. And these include a number of competencies. They include creativity and innovation, critical thinking and problem solving, and the ability to think outside of the box. These are some of the skills as part of the first big area. The next big area of 21st century skills are related to media and technology. So this is media literacy, information literacy, and ICT. The third area are what we call life skills, and these include competencies around adaptability and ability to change, taking initiative, productivity. All of these are part of what is required in the 21st century. However, my presentation went a little further to say that the issue has never been knowing what the skills are. The bigger challenge is, what do we do with this knowledge? Do we listen to the program and then continue with our lives, or do we actually do something different? And I shared 5 blocks that prevent people from translating what they know and putting it into action. The first block is we confuse learning with the acquisition of knowledge. We think that because we have a certificate, we have a degree, we've actually learned. And I shared that learning actually goes further. Yes, gaining knowledge is wonderful, and I know we're so obsessed with diplomas and degrees. Those are all fine, but it's about how you translate that knowledge into practice. So that's the first block. We think because we have a piece of paper, we've learned. The second big block I noticed to preventing us from taking action is that we limit ourselves. We hold limiting beliefs about what we can achieve or not achieve. We doubt ourselves, we question ourselves, and as a result, we may hear wonderful ideas, but we don't actually put them into action. The third area I mentioned is that we fail to move outside of our comfort zones. We get very comfortable in the competencies we're used to, we're very comfortable with our strengths, with the technologies we know, but we're afraid to try out new things. And many times learning a new skill, adopting a new mindset means moving out of our comfort zone. So we haven't learned how to feel the fear and do it anyway. Another major block is that we haven't done what I call the inner work. The inner work is where you actually work with difficult emotions. This is a part of dealing with and working around emotional intelligence. Working with difficult emotions, knowing how you feel, developing self-awareness. These are not things you learn in school, but these are things that in order to be successful, you need to engage with. So we often distract ourselves. We don't engage with that. And the final block I found is that we're passive bystanders in our lives. We wait for others to tell us what to do to drive us, our bosses, our mothers, our husbands, and we don't actually take action. We wait for the government to change things in our lives, but we don't take personal leadership to make a difference. So those are the 5 blocks I identified that keep people stuck in talking with no action. I ended with a call to action, saying that number 1, do one thing today to put your learning into practice. Do one thing, number 2, do one thing today that is being nice to yourself, that reflects your belief in your own worthiness. Number 3, do one thing today that moves you out of your comfort zone, that makes you a little afraid. It's not what you do normally. Number 4, Once today, pause and pay attention to what's going on inside. This is about developing emotional intelligence. And finally, do one thing today that puts you in the driving seat of your life. This is what the summary of what I shared as part of the Effective Living series on City FM 2018. Thank you.